Hey there, it's Coach Patrick here from Endurance Nation, back with another weekly message, weekly update for you out there in the endurance space. Whether you are a triathlete or racing gravel or racing mountain bikes or doing ultra running, Endurance Nation is your home for athletes who do the same thing, who live that endurance lifestyle, who think gels are exactly what belong in your car for a long trip, and that stopping your car to get out and run or ride or swim is actually a perfectly good idea. Inside the trunk, you probably find an extra pair of shoes just in case. And you're never too far away from maybe tracking your calories or maybe intermittent fasting. Who knows what you're up to? If you're like sound like that, you're one of us, right? You're one of the people who's inside the tribe, who loves to challenge themselves, find new limits, and actually try and break through them. With a good group of people at your side, maybe pushing you a little bit, maybe kind of giving you a hard time, or just always supporting you along the way. So, in this edition of the update, I'm going to talk to you about 3 non-obvious ways to start your season. And I say non-obvious because the standard way to do things is the way everyone else goes. If you follow the same path that everyone else follows, you're not going to actually be able to advance beyond your competition. And you yourself are kind of baked into that competition because you're just following the herd. So actually following the herd is a great way to sort of stay safe. But if you're looking for those outsized returns or perhaps a more exciting and engaging year, you've got to try things a little differently. So in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about 3 specific ways. 2, I think, are really helpful. 1, selfishly, a little bit of an advertisement for our upcoming OutSeason program starting on January 6th. But I'll hold off on that till we get done with the first 2. So number 1, what's the number 1 non-obvious thing that you can do for this upcoming year that's going to transform your year? I'll tell you right now, it's going to be prioritizing rest, right? Like literally planning on rest. And you can do it micro or macro. I prefer a more macro level approach because it's easier to do because I can use my calendar. Inside my world, my calendar is sort of a small god, a deity, if you will. And so when my calendar has an X on it or it's circled or whatever is on that calendar, I'm going to do it. And so go right now into your calendar for January. Just start with a month, or if you want to be ambitious, go to a full quarter and actually plan out rest days. What are days that you are not going to train? Block them in. If you're following our OutSeason program, you're going to have Mondays and Fridays of every single week that we recommend not doing a workout or maybe doing some yoga or some sort of active recovery. That's a big change for most people. And actually adding rest into your schedule is really important because what it does is it takes days off the calendar, only leaving set amounts of days and times to train. It's already reduced your training load, and it's going to force you to be really selective and intentional about the workouts you have. You're going to train every single day. You can just kind of throw anything at it. Like, I don't know, like today I think I'm going to lift some weights. Tomorrow, maybe I'll go for a bike ride. I don't know. I'll just do something, right? There's no pressure on your schedule because you haven't actually built in any constraints. So leverage the rest. And the best part about using rest as a leverage point is that it always leads to better outcomes for you. No one's ever hit a race and said, I was too rested for this race. I couldn't perform. Or no one actually avoided a cold and said, well, unfortunately, I was resting, so I didn't get this cold. I guess I'll keep training, right? And when you think about it, rest is actually a strategic advantage, especially as we age. Thinking a little bit more about how we take care of our bodies becomes a priority. And you can practice it even for just this month or this first quarter and see the results that you get. All right. All right. Number 2, on the non-obvious ways that you can change your season for this upcoming year is to actually plan weekends, not races. Now, sure, medals, numbers, all of these things, super sexy. Everybody loves them, loves collecting them, etc. Now, when you go and put yourself into a race situation, there's a bunch of things that have to happen. Number 1, that you spend a crap ton of money, and you've also got to deal with all the logistics of getting there. And you're operating under someone else's rules, the race. And sometimes that's really worth it, right? They've done a great job pulling people together. They've created an epic event. It's going to be like a milestone, or maybe it's a bucket list item for you. Fantastic. That's great. I'm talking about the other weekends of the year. Remember, there's a bunch of weekends in a year, 52 of them last time I checked. And if you're doing 3 or 4 races like an ambitious endurance athlete might do, then you've got like another 47 or 48 races, 48 weekends to do something with and plan those weekends. Because weekends, you get to set your own rules, right? So instead of going to like a park where they tell you like, hey, don't ski over there, you can only ski over here. You do it yourself, you're like, I'm gonna ski over there. I'm gonna ski over there. There's no rope. No one's gonna stop me. I'm gonna go have some fun. And I recommend sitting down and actually saying for the months that you don't have races, so say you're doing 3 races this year, that means you got probably 9 months-ish that are free, which gives you 9 different opportunities to find a weekend and do something cool. Now, it could be just doing something that leads up to your race. Like I'm going to do a lot of big bike weekend because I'm getting ready for a big bike race. Like, okay, like that's big, but is it really cool? Like, I don't know, right? You could give yourself a challenge like hiking a mountain range. You could give yourself a challenge like riding your bike across your state. Maybe you go for like a long run or you do like a run relay. Whatever it is you come up with, Challenge yourself. Use your fitness to do cool stuff. At the end of the year, you're going to look back at this year, right? You can do it right now, looking back at last year and say, what did I do this past year? What were my races? That's the first thing people gravitate to. I did 2 races. Woohoo. Out of a whole 365 days, I ended up with 2 medals, and I have like 16 hours of memories. Amazing. Like 16 hours for my entire, like, what? Think about it. Right now, of course, your training log captures everything, and you can go back and watch your, Strava highlights for the year and feel really happy about yourself or whatever that is. But if you want to have a more interesting and effective life as an endurance athlete, then actually plan those times out. Like actually plan those weekends. If you're looking for some help, go over, find us online. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/EnduranceNation, or you find us on Instagram at Team Endurance Nation. Let us know what you're trying to work on. Jam with us there. We're happy to work with you on it. But those weekends are where the magic happens. You can invite your friends. You can come up with something crazy. You can maybe, go, I've done things before. I'm like, hey, we're going to go into Vermont and hang out with the family. I'm going to ride my bike to Vermont. It's going to take me like a day, right, to get there. I'm going to do the whole ride and then meet you there. I get to have my fun. I get to do something epic. Families playing sweep van the next day in case it gets stuck. Life is great, right? So challenge yourself. Get outside the box and have something fun on the plate. Now, for something completely different, for your third non-obvious way to be outstanding in 2025, I'll tell you right now, it is the Endurance Nation OutSeason. It's our 17th OutSeason. Every year, between 500 and 1,000 athletes take part in the OutSeason, either part of our community or they do it online with a training plan, or they've got plans they've had for forever. Because that's right, some people are still doing like the 2010. I got an email the other day from someone who was doing a plan that we wrote 14 years ago. I say 14 years ago because every year we rewrite the training plans, and this year, no different. In fact, this year, our workouts are on Zwift. So like Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can just go to Zwift and do the workout in the morning in the app. Like it's already scheduled on the calendar and everything. Or you can just download the workout, do it yourself on Ruvi or whatever else you use. Either way, our program is set up and ready for you to go. And right now, you can join it for just one low price. No more monthly membership for the team. Just buy the one-time thing and sign up. For our November OutSeason, we had 27 athletes new to the team sign up there and join us. And we're certainly looking for more to join us here in January. This is the perfect time to start if you're doing a July, August, or September race. If you're racing earlier than that, we can still help you, but I'll probably modify the OutSeason and extend the cost that you paid into another version of a plan. But what's the OutSeason all about? Well, go to EnduranceNation.us/OutSeason. It'll take you right to the page so you can learn all about it. It's a 14-week program built around 2 days of rest. If you were listening earlier, you knew that was coming, didn't you? And high-quality workouts. Phase 1 of every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Phase 2, Saturday, Sunday. We leverage the midweek with shorter, intense work. And on the weekends, we do a little bit longer with some intensity wrapped in as well. It's a relatively fixed schedule. It prioritizes building run and bike strength and speed that you can turn into greater speed and outcomes in your season. It's the complete opposite of what most people will do with their winter training. Most people are doing zone 1, capping their heart rate, staying low, intermittent fasting, etc. We're not doing that. We're building race-specific threshold level speed and strength because in season we're endurance athletes. I can't do mile repeats 2 weeks before my race. They would destroy me. I could watch a pro do it. That's amazing. I can't do it. I've got a life. I've got other commitments outside of my training. I can only do so much. My body can only handle so much. So we space that workout. We do it strategically in the winter. It's fun. It's engaging. We've got a great group of people, including a lead for the program who will cheer you along as you go. We've got a community to support you through it. You've got coaching access every single week. And it's an opportunity for you to just try something different. Listen, if you've been doing the same thing every year for the past 10 years, you get the same results on race day, time to mix it up. It costs less than $200 to get the whole program and dive in. So if you haven't thought about it already, head over to EnduranceNation.us/OutSeason. There you can learn all about that second wave of the OutSeason. Just sign up, 30-day money-back guarantee. You got nothing to worry about. We'll go through the process together and get you ready for this year. You can also find out about our key races there as well. It's a link to our calendar. We have athletes doing races as early as Texas, as late as Placid, all the way into Chattanooga in the fall. We've got athletes doing ultra marathon racing in March. We've got multiple camps happening in April and June. We have tons of people doing Unbound this year, over 20 people doing Unbound. It's going to be a wild and crazy year inside Endurance Nation. We're going to collect a whole bunch of new medals and everything else, and I can't wait to take part of it with you. So if you're looking for something different and you want something non-obvious for a training and coaching perspective, check out Endurance Nation. We've been here since 2007. No mistake. Not many coaching programs have been around for 17 years. There's a couple coaches, some like legit old school veterans who've been around for forever. But in terms of teams, people with athletes who've been with them for 17 years, I challenge you to find a program that has more than 10 of those anywhere. Endurance Nation has them. They are your co-coaches, some of our Wicked Smart members, people who really make the Endurance Nation experience unique and help you realize your untapped potential. Look forward to talking with you soon and hopefully seeing you inside the team. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week and Happy New Year to you. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the rest of January. All right. Be well, everyone. See you. Bye-bye.